Hey everybody, Joe Lowry, what a day. Happy Wednesday out there, hump day. And as I like to call it, the week's middle finger. That's right, we are halfway to the weekend. Today is January 31st, and today is National Backwards Day. That's right, folks, National Backward Day is an opportunity to reverse our ways, our direction, or simply our shirt. Just like me, I got it on backwards. Other things you could do is dessert for breakfast, maybe. You get the idea now, right? There are many ways to celebrate this fun day, so just let your imagination be your guide. Well, day 2 of Super Bowl week, and the latest news out of the Pats camp is that Rob Gronkowski says he will play this Sunday. Now, those are his words, folks, but the real call is made from the NFL as he is still on the concussion protocol, and it's ultimately up to them to clear him for Sunday. The Pats did head over to practice today. They practice at Vikings Winter Park Indoor Stadium, which is about 11 miles southwest of Minneapolis, so that's good news there. Now, other NFL news, Fox Sports has officially bought the rights to Thursday Night Football for $450 million. This will mean that 11 NFL games will be broadcast on Fox Station on Thursday nights. Now, CBS and NBC both split the season last year, and there is no word right now whether or not Joe Buck or Troy Aikman will be broadcasting the announcing duties, so we'll have to wait on that one. Other NFL news, the Chiefs have traded quarterback Alex Smith. This is a shocker, folks. 4-year deal leaning him over the Washington Redskins. As for Kirk Cousins, we have no idea where he'll end up. Some people are suggesting Denver, but there are a lot of teams looking for quarterbacks. Anyways, last night at the Garden, the Bruins suffered a 3-1 loss to the Anaheim Ducks. Believe it or not, this was their first loss in 18 regulation games. They get back on the ice tomorrow night. They host the St. Louis Blues. Face-off at 7:05. Meanwhile, the Celtics take to the parquet tonight. They host the Knicks. Tip-off is at 8 p.m. That game's on TNT, by the way. Well, last night was President Trump's first State of the Union address, and with all the facts and figures as well as promises made, it seems the media is only concerned with one thing. Was that drool on Representative Joe Kennedy last night, or what? During the Democratic response, right after the State of the Union, the Democratic response was, said by Joe Kennedy III. Well, it turns out it was chapstick. And, of course, Twitter lit up all over the place, and Representative Kennedy quickly responded to what it was. Folks, it was just chapstick. All right. Well, as of today, FEMA, they'll stop supplying food and water to Puerto Rico 4 months after hurricane ravaged the island. Now, it's been also 4 months since the island has no running water. About a third of the island still has no power. This is crazy. And many areas have no drinkable water. Now, some officials and residents say it's too soon to shut off the aid, but the agency says it's turning its remaining supplies over to local officials to give it out so it can turn its attention to long-term recovery, including fixing the island's terrible economy. Puerto Rico still in peril. Well, Brenda Fitzgerald, the director for the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, has resigned following a report that she traded tobacco stock while leading the agency tasked with reducing the use of tobacco. The Department of Health and Human Services accepted Fitzgerald's resignation. This morning, Secretary Azar accepted Dr. Fitzgerald's resignation. Now, Fitzgerald was a board-certified obstetrician gynecologist who practiced medicine for 3 decades. Fitzgerald previously served as Georgia's Department of Public Health Commissioner from 2011 to 2017. There is no word on how much financial gain she made with trading that stock. Well, from scissors to desks to baseball mitts, there are constant reminders that the world just isn't designed for left-handed people, like me. While being a lefty can make a person feel left out, no pun intended, self-powers aren't as unique as you might think. Approximately 10% of the population is thought to be left-handed. That means there could be upwards of 700 million total lefties around the globe. In fact, being a lefty is more significantly than having blue eyes or red hair. And yes, folks, yours truly is a lefty. That's me. And as I used to say, us lefties are all right. Okay, moving on. Oscar Gamble, whose enormous afro hairdo cast a wide shadow over a 17-year Major League Baseball career, died today. Gamble, who was a well-traveled lefty hitting outfielder DH, accumulated 1,135 hits and 200 home runs with 7 teams, most notably the Yankees, despite the fact he never played on a winning World Series team or made an All-Star game. But in 1976, Topps traded Oscar Gamble baseball card as the most famous in all of baseball history. That's pretty good. Oscar Gamble was just 68 years old. Well, with the Super Bowl coming up, a lot of people not only watch the game, but as well they look forward to the commercials. That's right. And this year there'll be some doozies. Now, we got our eyes on a couple of them that just were let out, leaked online, as you can say. So look out for the Morgan Freeman and Game of Thrones star Peter Dinklage as they lip-sync Missy Elliott and Busta Rhymes to promote Doritos. That should be interesting. Matt Damon teams up with Water.org and does a Stella Artois ad. That's good stuff. I drink that on Fridays. And Chris Pratt has one for Michelob, and Tiffany Haddish is on a Groupon commercial as well. Now, those are the ones we know about. As always, Budweiser seems to kick it up a notch for these commercials, and I'm sure Google will have one as well. Coke or Pepsi seem to jump on board, so you get the ideas, folks. So we'll have to wait and see, as well as watch. All right. Well, it seems Apple's bubble may have burst. That's right. Reports out of Wall Street saying this is all due in part of Apple's iPhone X, the 10. It's not living up to its potential sales-wise. Sales are down for the tech giant. Their shares are underperforming the market this month, down 1.3% through Tuesday, and that's versus the S&P's 500, which is on a 5.6% gain. Investors are growing concerned after multiple reports that Apple has cut production targets for the iPhone X by 50%. Wow. And that's for the March quarter. Now, disappointing iPhone demand will force Apple to lower expectations. This is concerning, especially on Wall Street. Atlantic Equities reduced its rating on Apple shares today to neutral from overweight on January 22nd. The firm also predicted weaker than expected sales for the company's March quarter. Well, that's a tragedy there. Apple's bubble is bursting. Folks, that's going to do it for me now. Don't forget, www.youtube.com/Joe Lowry. What a day. I need subscribers. It's free. It's free. It's free. Tell your friends, your family, your brothers, sisters, mother, aunts, uncles, anybody you can think of, your neighbor. Just tell them, hey, Joe Lowry, what a day, All right, that'll do it for me, folks. Enjoy your hump day, the week's middle finger, as I like to call it. Have a good night, everybody. What a day.